watch me while I sleep. Don't require your belief. Offering silence but no relief. Can you scream without a sound? Like the freeze that's coming down. Barren space where nothing grows. A secret place where no one goes.
Chaos Springs Eternal is a Delta Green actual play. Delta Green by its nature deals with violent themes, disturbing imagery, and horrors beyond our comprehension. Now, if you wouldn't mind comprehending some horrors with us, I think you'll have a good time.
Can you feel me in the fall? Pull me from this epilogue. My hands are frozen in the snow. The eyes of corpses have no glow. Made these chains just for myself. Rambling about my mental health. Demons on this hazy hill. Only my soul is left to kill.
Hello and welcome back to Chaos Springs Eternal, Season 1, City of Whoa!
Whoa! This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking
Okay,
symbiote.
all right. And you can't do more than one. You can do one. Otherwise, it's going to be like 15 minutes of us quoting that. Okay,
dude, you assume that we're not going to just be quoting it for the next 15 minutes anyway?
I just know because I've got to talk with you guys because I think we've had a running sort of inside joke that various other much more famous podcasts than us have been secretly listening into our recordings.
Yes,
right.
Pre-recording
It feels like several at this point.
Pre-recordings. Several, actually, more than one podcast has picked up on themes. Jokes, very hyper-specific references that we've made, and they make them weeks, months after we do. Sometimes uncannily so. But I think we have something bigger, which is I think Taylor Swift might be listening to our podcast.
What? Oh, God, is it the crazy lyrics?
The Prophecy by Taylor Swift, which is, okay, interesting name, right? Obviously.
Sure.
Beautiful song. But my wife plays it for me, and she's like, doesn't this sound like City of Woe? And I was like, there's some interesting stuff in there. For example, the bridge is, and I sound like an infant, feeling like the very last drops of an ink pen. A greater woman stays cool, but I howl like a wolf at the moon, and I look unstable. Gathered with a coven round a sorceress table. A greater woman has faith, but even statues crumble if they're made to wait. I'm so afraid I sealed my fate. No sign of soulmates. I'm just a paperweight in shades of grage. Spending my last coin so someone will tell me it'll be okay.
Wow.
I mean, I just, obviously there's the coven, right? But then there's the idea of this prophecy with this sort of the female figure in the center, some unstable. I don't know. There's some stuff in there, and I'm not saying that Taylor Swift is listening to the podcast, but if she is, thank you, Taylor. It's very nice of you.
Welcome, Taylor. Welcome.
3 out of the 4 of us, big fans.
Big fans.
Boo!
Small to big fans, I would say. I don't know, Tyler, where you stand on Taylor Swift.
I don't care for her music, but I don't think it's bad.
Where are you standing on Taylor Swift?
That's all. I'll take a position on Taylor Swift right now.
Hold on, you gotta cut that out.
I'm going to stand on our shoulders.
Yep, sorry.
We're doing the troll trench coat bit.
More like I wish you would stand on me, right?
Oh, got him. Say it with Sigourney Weaver, am I right, fellas? Up top.
Fuck. Put that in your book hole.
That's someone's grandma.
Book hole, no.
I don't think Taylor Swift is a grandmother yet.
I know. I was talking about Sigourney Weaver.
I know, Noah. It's
God willing.
A joke.
Maybe her prophecy will make her
just
grandma.
like Taylor Swift's playing.
So much of this is going to cut out.
Yeah, it's just all gone.
I don't know where the transition is going to be.
Let's make it as awkward as possible for Dan to edit this.
So let me go ahead and all that banter that I'm sure we've cut aside. Let's transition into talking about last episode. Where y'all narrowly, after you narrowly escaped a tornado, narrowly, maybe a subjective term there. You got to the mall. You contacted friends and family to ensure their safety. You guys, had a few theories, but you made your way to the Ethereal Essence Emporium, where you were going to speak to Luna, which was also hosting a little presentation of sorts on Carrefour. You guys learned a little bit about Abaddon. You learned about the Nyarlathotep, right? These cyclonic spirits. After that, you met this Ronald Aguilar, who is a newcomer to Carrefour, who was going to start running ghost tours in the town.
That son of a bitch.
You guys had a
kill him
very
so much.
interesting interaction with him. A lot of fun. Just a lot of fun for me to make just absolutely, awful NPCs that you guys hate and to go back and forth.
I love them, but I hate them at the same time.
It's it's a perfect balance. I hope we always find someone just that we can all hate together. You guys were
Stop.
pretty You guys were pretty suspicious, obviously, of the Chief Anderson, and so you called up Detective Marr, and you were sort of discussing some of the things that you had found with him. His suspicious connections to the Riverbend Blues Lounge, the fact that he was being paid to keep an eye on Antoine, and that's kind of where... Let me see, I tossed some notes in there, just so you could see, you kind of had narrowed it down to going back to the Riverbend Blues Lounge or finding a way to press the chief to give up some more secrets or information he had hidden. So I turn back to you guys. What are you doing? You're at the mall. You are, either still on the phone with Detective Marr or wrapped up that conversation. I'm fine either way. But you're in the Ethereal Essence Emporium, and that's where we are.
Well, I think we should head on down to Riverbend. I think that we need to stir up that hornet's nest a little bit more.
Okay. What do you mean by stir it up? Like, do you want to go in guns blazing again? Or are we trying to be a little more discreet?
I don't really know at this point. We know that what's-his-face took a shot at a girl here, and I don't know. I think that all roads are going to eventually lead there anyway.
I agree. I do have one thing to ask. Joel, how are you feeling right now? Because you looked like you got hurt pretty fucking bad from when you saw into hell.
I'm
not thinking straight, frankly, because I definitely do not feel like I'm 100% right now. I don't know if we're going to ever be 100% again, but we might want to get some ducks in order before we go storming the RBBL.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna say I'm doing fine, but I genuinely don't think that going into that Omaha beach is viable for me right now. I'm hurting. Joel is at 7 out of 14 hit points.
Yeah.
For those in the know, Joel does not look good. He definitely needs some rest. And I also wanted to bring up, I think we need to try and... I shouldn't say we need to. Joel wants to try and get more information on the chief and potentially be able to pin this onto him in a way that Detective Marr can use so that it's not just us. Like, we have the legal system also stirring the pot, if that makes sense.
So you want to try to apply pressure from both ends?
I think applying pressure through the chief to the Blues Lounge.
So you want to apply pressure to both ends of the chief? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep, sure, buddy.
I'm hearing too. I didn't realize we were going that route. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll take the
You
front
must
end, I
have been
guess.
No. So basically, I think because what's the rules mechanically for healing? You heal.
That's a good
I think
question.
it's a point a day, isn't
heal,
it?
I think it's a point a day, I believe.
Yeah, hang on. Toss in some theme music here. Welcome to Delta Green Rules Corner. Let me pull up my copy of the Delta.
It's the Delta Green Rules Corner with Dan. Ba-da-da-da.
All right, we get some theme music for Welcome to the Delta Green Knowledge Hour with Dan. All right, healing. There are 4 types of healing. We got resuscitation, stabilization, treatment, and recuperation. Right now, we are looking at recuperation. So over time, the human body repairs itself. You guys know this? You hear about this? Human body? Magical thing. One patient who rests in a safe place with proper food and water can attempt a con times 5 test once per day to recover 1 HP, in addition to any HP recovered due to medical treatment. On a critical success, the patient regains 1d4. On a fumble, the patient loses 1 hit point.
Oh my
there's
god!
There's also treatment, right? Treatment is medical care in a hospital. I would have to go check my notes to make sure of the doctor's name, but I would love for you guys to meet that doctor again. That was a lot of fun. We could always go back to the Carrefour Medical Center, and you could have the doctor work on you.
But is he?
But you would have to explain to him the nature of your ailment.
What is the nature of your ailment?
Tornado?
Are you physically hurt,
Ghosts.
or are you like mentally?
Yeah, I mean,
ripped?
Ghosts are real now. We can just say it was ghosts.
It's
Okay.
both. I think the way that Dan described it earlier was that like I basically tried to peel my fingernails off, like scratching along the floorboards.
No,
and, like, I was bleeding out of my eyes and my ears.
They actually did that of their own volition. You were in such intense pain that the muscles in your
that's what it
hand
was.
contracted so much that your fingernails begin raising themselves out of their own finger beds. So you are,
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you feel like you got hit by a train, I would say is the most
Ironic.
appropriate level of pain. Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's okay. So, I mean, I think that's what we have to do. Is Joel needs medical assistance. Joel's not going to say he needs medical assistance, but he needs it. Otherwise, we're going to be spending at minimum a week of him sitting around, which is not viable for us.
Yeah, we can go over to the hospital. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we can stop by.
Don't you have
Doctor.
like an in-house doctor, like a home physician, somebody you go see regularly, not just? I mean, because this is America. These emergency
Ready-Med?
bills are going to start stacking up on you.
Yeah,
Also,
ready,
that
man.
guy was really incompetent. Like,
Oh no, you came out on the other side pretty fine.
Cyril looks at Joel and then looks at. It's like, really?
Joel, I have my leg still kind of hurts from that. Like, I just barely did anything.
You know what's funny? So that ER doc was just doing like nighttime rounds, right? He is actually he actually has like a family practice in addition to the work that he does at the ER.
And he's a dentist.
So he's like one of yeah. He's also a dentist, or he's like he's also a dermatologist.
He's a chiropractor.
He's an old school barber.
He's an old yes. No,
Hey,
he's
while
a-
you're getting your fade lined up, do you want me to pull out that molar
Gross.
while you're here?
I mean, that's up to you. I would allow for that to for you to go to a doctor and for him to do some wound care. I know Marcy gave a little bit right off the bat, but
I think that's probably what Joel would do. Is he'd probably have to wait till the next day, just from what time it is.
yeah.
And go there and just be like, "Hey, doc, that tornado kind of hurt me."
Oh, really? That's wow, tornado, huh? Oh, interesting. Huh. Well, You're not the first person to be hurt by a tornado, Joel. I don't know what's so important. Glad we were able to get you in today.
I know.
But let me take a look. And he looks at your fingernail beds and he's like, never seen this from a tornado before. Interesting. He checks out your ears and your eyes and he's like, I did a little bit of old school sort of doctor training when I was in medical school. And, it's funny. You're like a textbook case for demon possession. Now, obviously, I don't believe that now, but it's just funny. Like, used to have this textbook. It was written by some guy in like the 1650s, and I don't know. You just check all those boxes. It's the first time that you've ever looked at the diploma on his wall, and so you're like, did this guy really go to medical school?
This demonologist.
Yeah, Joel is just smiling and nodding along. And just like, this town is fucked internally, like over and over.
Yeah. So mostly a joke, but something does happen when you're at the doctor's office when the secretary checks you in and she was able to get you in. I'm just going to go ahead and say we fast forward to Tuesday, right? And it was late Monday night when you guys went to the mall.
Yeah. I
assume you went home. Next day, I don't know if you guys went back to Detective Mars or if you went back to your own places. That's up to you. We can always figure that out after the fact.
Yeah. Marcy would have bought a new door and a cam to keep an eye on it, but she would have been trying to sleep over at Detective Mars again, because her home is not fucking safe right now.
Cool.
Cyril would go home and call his insurance company, which is the USSA, AA, or whatever the veterans have.
Cool. So Tuesday we get Joel going to the doctor. You called, maybe you called or dropped in, and they were able to squeeze you in. But as you were talking to the secretary, she had a moment as you were talking to her, a moment that you've become somewhat familiar with now, where her eyes sort of glaze over in black as she says something to you, and it jolts you just for a second. But she continues talking as if nothing had happened.
Was I able to catch what she was talking about at all, or was it?
It was fairly normal scheduling and checkout or scheduling type of things. But when she asked you if you were on any prescription medications, that's when it happened.
Okay, of course. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think Joel, like you said, kind of jolts for a second, but he's had worse things happen in the last 24 hours. So he just brushes it off as best he can and just, answers like allergy meds and just goes on and fills out the rest of the form.
Okay. So let's see how Dr. William Anderson does with his treatment of you. This is treatment with medical care in a hospital or aid station. I'm going to count his doctor's office. He's got tools and medicine. So treatment succeeds. Patient recovers 1d4, doubled with the critical. Fumble inflicts 1d4. Now he's got a pretty high medicine.
Oh, God.
He's got. Okay, should I tell you what his medicine is, or should we leave that a surprise?
No.
Yeah, just
okay.
Keep it.
You'll just see the results here in roll 20. Oh, almost a critical.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's 12 under 80. So I mean, he's a pretty good doctor, all things considered. So you get 1d4 back. Do you want to roll that?
You rolled it. You can have it.
Okay. 4 points.
See, this is why I have you roll it, baby. Let's go.
There we go. So his pretend medicine school really got him prepped for this sort of treatment. So you roll out of the doctor's office feeling. I mean, you got back 1 overnight, right? So now you're 5 more. So what does that put you back to?
I'm at 12 of 14.
I mean, that's practically whole.
Yeah,
right?
you live forever.
Yeah, I think he's probably still sore. I imagine.
Yeah, and I think you are still taking physical penalties. Probably, I say you're going to take it for the rest of this day.
Okay.
Just a -20 to any physical checks, just to make sure you know that. We don't do a ton of physical checks, so I'm not super concerned, but just in case. You never know. You might have to, do one of a million things that could be described as a physical check. So, what do Marcy or Cyril have any big plans for Tuesday?
Don't forget to increase your willpower points by 1 for 1 night's rest as well. Or willpower points spent from the fucking ritual we had to do that just tortured the shit out of Joel inadvertently.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was good times.
That's some
times. Nightmare. Marcy is just trying to, like, talk to Detective Marr about nothing in particular. She isn't trying to, like, stress him out with anything, and is just trying to avoid talking about what happened and what we're doing. Just being very avoidant. As little as she can.
Excellent. Makes for great podcasting, too.
That's a conversation with him about nothing. Seinfeld here?
You know, he leaves for work, pretty early, so you might have a brief interaction at the breakfast table. His wife has cooked, again, scrambled eggs, this time leaving out the shells, though she continues to insist that this is the correct French way to do it. So whatever conversations you have are brief, and I don't think he's not pressing you. He's just sort of, before he leaves, he's like, well, if you guys figure out any leads, I mean, again, I've got audit and IA on my tail, so I can't do a ton of research, but I can try and sneak some stuff past him, and but otherwise, I'm not gonna like put myself out too much on a limb.
I don't want to do anything that's going to get you in even more trouble than you already are.
Well, look, I got the union behind me, so it's really hard for them to fire me straight up. But they could put a lot of pressure and make it miserable for me.
We'll figure something out.
Here's a question.
Real quick, can we move to Cyril?
Okay, yeah, sorry, we can do that real fast.
Yeah, okay. Mark, what's Cyril doing?
Do you want to do this?
Oh, you mean this scene?
Yes.
Do you want to? Do you want to record this later, or do you want to record this with them?
We could hold on. Let's just do it later, Dan. That way I can tweak it. I could tweak what needs to be tweaked a little bit, and then we can go from there.
You could do it all. Honestly, if you just sent me the recording,
okay,
I would be fine putting that in.
Okay,
putting that in at some point.
Sounds good.
Right. Just dropping that on our listeners, and
what the fuck are you doing?
That's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited.
All right, so Tyler, sorry, you had a question?
Yeah, okay. This would be something I would bring up to the detective before he leaves. I keep wanting to say sheriff. The police chief drives a Cadillac CTSV, correct? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Yes.
That he bought for $1.
He drives. Okay. Is there? Okay. Detective Marr knows the highway patrol officer that stopped us.
Yes.
Can we have him? And this is Joel asking him. Is there a chance that you can contact him and just have an APB on a CTSV that is insert color here, and when he sees it on his route headed out to New Orleans, we have something else to go on. We can try and catch them together.
Tyler, that is such a good question. Go ahead and give yourself 1d6 luck, man. Damn. I love that idea. That's so good.
That is
Boom.
Really good.
Boom!
Yeah, roll for your luck.
I got one.
Oh, funniest possible result on that roll. So 1 extra luck, and Detective Marr's like, well, I can just like ask him to. I couldn't put out an APB. I wouldn't want anything like on paper, right? But I could just ask him as a favor.
Yeah, sorry. APB was poor choice of words since with your job description. I meant just calling in a friend.
Right. Yeah, I can do that. And yeah, we're buddies. I think he'd do that for me, no problem.
Awesome. Yeah, and that gives us a little more leeway to try and figure out some other things that might be going around in town, and not have to worry too much about trying to tail a chief of police of a small town. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of weird stuff around town, how'd that one exorcism go? You guys mentioned with Neil Smith. Is that his name?
yeah, it went. He's okay now.
Did you figure out what caused that?
No.
Listen, I'm a detective, right? So, I don't know, just doing my detective work. That's kind of the thing that I would want to know, because unless, like, possessions are super common and happen for no reason, it may be worth figuring out what caused that.
You know, that's a really good idea. Boys, we're kind of fucking dumb.
Well,
What?
Tyler, you know,
No.
I don't know if you know this, but I specifically wrote the character of Detective Marr as sort of like I'm not going to say he's a guide per se,
a nudge.
but there's deep and secret hints in his name that might relate to other media that might give you some indication as to his role in the campaign, right?
The Virgil 2-hour.
Yeah, the Virgil to you all being
Dante? It's
Idiots?
yeah.
Dante. Yeah, this is Dante's Inferno. Yeah, I get it.
All right, just listen.
Yeah, I figured that out. No, I was just trying to not say it out loud for the listeners so they could connect the dots. And
I think most of the listeners have figured it out.
God, I hope not, because I would feel so bad and stupid. Anyways,
well, whether or not you figured it out, there are some inspirations and themes coming from Dante's Inferno in some of what I'm doing. So yeah, but one of the things that inspired me was just the idea of having your own Virgil for this campaign, and so I was like, oh, it'd be fun to make him a detective.
having our own little bumpers at the bowling alley.
Yep, exactly.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, so he mentions that, and what else? What else do you guys do on your Tuesday?
I think Joel has to go to work. I think he
Yeah.
can't. I don't think he can get another day off. I don't think it's realistic.
You pull up and your boss is like, "Hey, it's my ghost boy. Hey, we got that glass in for you, buddy. The same wholesale price. We don't charge you. You can do your own labor here, no problem. But man, you've been slacking on the shifts. What's been you've been feeling okay? What's been going wrong?"
We've been going through it. It's been hard to explain. Listen, Sam, I can't put into words how stressful it has become knowing that you are the sole person that brought the paranormal to modern mainstream in real life. And it's I've had crazy fans, and we've seen other shit in town aside from at the manor, and it's been awful on all of our mental health, and I just needed an extra day. I appreciate you being understanding.
Listen, Jolie, boy, there's hardly anybody who wants to work in this town. So, I mean, look, you are one of my best employees, and you didn't even show up for a couple days. What does that tell you
Oh,
about?
God.
What does that tell you about your roomie?
No, trust me, I'm not.
Do you know he
not
walked to
trying
work?
to-
Do you know he walked to work yesterday?
Yeah, I know he walked to work. Yeah,
He walked to
yeah,
work
he walked to work.
at a car shop. Do you understand why that's a little bit weird for me to see?
Yeah, listen, that's a long story. We had to spend the night at a friend's. Marcy was attacked, and we had to go incognitus for the night.
I understand. You mentioned there was strange happenings around the town. Aside from what you filmed in Carrefour, are we going to see another episode?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're gonna try
I'm
and
excited
put together
for that.
a couple other little things.
I'm excited for that. Hey, by the way, no damage on our part from the tornado. Just we're all okay. Just thank you for checking in and asking, by the way, very much. I'm just joking. I don't. How often do we talk as friends? Come on. Now get to work, all right?
Yeah, not a problem. What do you need me working on today? And he'll go on to whatever Sammy had set up for him if he has anything other than just normal daily duties.
Yeah, he's got pretty normal schedule for you. About 150 of those silencers that you got to make. No, that would be
That he doesn't know
insane
what they
amount.
are. Yeah.
Yeah,
So fucking crazy.
That would be insane.
Just
Just Joel, just absolutely building a secret, NFA armory.
good.
But no, it's a
God.
fairly normal day at work. Although you do find yourself getting tired pretty quickly, just feeling a bit physically exhausted. And every time that you take a water break, Sammy's like, "Oh man, one day off work and you already lost all your conditioning, huh? Boy, howdy! You look like hell, man. You look how I
Yeah.
feel."
I feel how you look. And he'll just drink the water and go back to work.
He gives like a really quizzical look for a second. He's like, okay. Heads back to the office. He's in the office with the guy who runs the cab service. The only cab in town that Marcy took home from bowling one time. The Brooklyn guy. Hey, I'm driving over here. Yeah, they're brothers. No, they
With the
absolutely
fake
are
accent.
brothers. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. The kind of a big wheel owned by Sammy McCarthy and his older brother Tommy, who runs the only taxi in Carrefour.
And underground weapons deal. That sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, if you've ever been in a small town, that's actually probably not
You know
far
what?
from the truth.
You might say they're kind of a big wheel.
Boo.
Ooh, we already said the name just like
Right.
10 seconds ago.
I know, but listen. Gotta get it out there.
Humor is when you repeat the same thing several times.
And then can we
that's what
explain
I'm
why
saying,
it's
right?
funny too?
yes.
Yeah, so the joke is that it's a double entendre and also a pun with kind of a big deal, but they work at a automotive
He said it 3
shop.
times.
Oh
The
my
rule of
God.
3.
Oh.
Oh.
My
it's so
book hole.
funny. Oh.
That's actual comedy. Those are called callbacks.
Yes, callbacks. The thing that now are now people on TikTok call Easter eggs. It's not an Easter egg if they mention it earlier in the season and then they mention it again later in the season. That's not an
Huh?
Easter egg.
That's not an
I'm
Easter
sorry,
egg.
That's
That's
not-
not an Easter egg.
What?
This is
Just a TikTok thing. That's internet.
that's
that's
called
true.
foreshadowing.
People are like, yeah, foreshadowing. People are like, oh, did you see this Easter egg in Fallout? And it's like, they explicitly talk about it, and it's a
Did you
key
see
part
this?
of the plot. That's not an
Did
Easter
you see
egg.
the Easter egg with where the robot at the beginning of Fallout 4 is the robot you find after you get out of the vault? Ooh.
It's like, did you see the Easter egg where the woman in the recording for R2D2, she's actually a prisoner in the Death Star? I don't know if you paid attention, but you might have seen it there if you noticed.
Did you see the Easter egg where that woman that Luke kisses in the next film is actually also the woman in the Death Star? It's crazy, I know.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, the
Callbacks.
So yeah,
Good question.
Okay. So you, after going to your doctor, you show up late to work, but Sammy's kind of a cool guy, so he you get a standard day at work. your roommate Kian is there, and he's kind of quieter today. I don't know if you ever, you guys don't work that much together. It's a lot of sort of individual stuff, not a lot of group work. At the mechanic, Marcy is still at Detective Marr's house, although I imagine she could run back to her own apartment, take care of the door, that sort of thing, if that's what you want to be doing today, Noah.
Yeah, no, she would be taking care of the door and just double checking, making sure nothing was stolen, and just checking on her bowling trophies and her bowling gear, just making sure nothing important was stolen.
Okay. But I'm kind of curious over the next, I'm willing to give you guys a few days, but is there anything that you want to get accomplished during the next few days?
Marcy is definitely also going to try to study some of the more esoteric books that Luna gave her. Okay.
Go ahead and make... How about make an intelligence roll?
Okay. I think that's the one thing Marcy is good at.
Nice.
15%. I was waiting to roll like an 86. 15 under 85.
Okay. So with the 15 under 85, rather, I'm going to let you roll. I think we're going to let you roll 1d6 and add that to your unnatural.
Here it comes. 2! Wow.
Okay. Now, none of you have any unnatural except now, right?
No, I have a little unnatural.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
I think it's
I have
like
3.
2%. Yeah, it's literally 2%.
Okay.
Got 6.
I just wanted to make sure, because next... You know what? Actually, do you guys want to do a downtime type of thing? Like, maybe that's what if you guys don't have any other big things to accomplish, Noah, would you like to make this a downtime activity? Is that what you want this to be? That seems like where we're naturally going. And as I've said before, the downtime is kind of a fast and loose concept. So, Noah, I kind of like the idea of Marcy spending a few days into this, right? Do you want to do anything to... Actually, I think with the time that you're spending in here, I'm not going to let you do anything to bump up your SAN. Okay. As a recognition of the effort that you're putting into some of the unnatural. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, she's still on that, she hit her breaking point the last time she dropped SAN. So she is fully just I need to learn how to divert tornadoes from attacking us, because that's the thing I have to deal with now. And she's just kind of chuckling to herself, she's clearly lost it a good bit, but just trying to learn as much as she can from this, and just going through it page by page by page, putting on some dramatic music behind her just to keep her focused in on it.
Okay.
And also to judge the passage of time.
Excellent. I'm trying to think if there's anything specific that I want else for Marcy during this time. I think that's probably... I think one sort of major activity is probably going to cover this downtime. You can obviously go ahead and click the advancement on your sheet.
I can?
Yeah.
Yippee! Alright, a bunch of skills went up just a little bit.
Cool.
Nice.
Any highlights? Any ones you're excited for?
Yeah, my firearm's at a 39 now.
Wow. Yeah, that's not bad.
Unarmed combat 43.
All right. Tyler, do you want to do your downtime now? You can do that as part of just your regular job stuff too,
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that you might want to do, you got fulfill responsibilities. That might be what you want to cover with sort of getting back to work, going to therapy, staying on the case, improving a skill or stat, establishing new bonds, these sorts of things. And then obviously we have our, indulge your vice which would be interesting.
Yeah, I think the one that makes the most sense is Joel's going to fulfill responsibilities. I think he needs the job first off, and even though he is funny enough, somehow the best worker at that shop, according to Sammy, he genuinely does enjoy it. So he's gonna do that, and I think during his free time, when he's actually off work, he's going to replace the rear windshield of his car, which probably like a single day.
Yeah,
those are relatively easy, but he also would like to try and finish the rest of the book that Luna gave him.
Okay.
But other than that, that's really about it.
Okay, so that is kind of two things. But I do have, for the fulfill responsibilities, I'm curious, are you down on any of your bonds?
Am I down on any of my bonds? Yes, I am.
Okay, your max bond score can only be your charisma, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what the fulfill responsibilities is going to be rolling a sand test and then improving a bond on a success. So that do you want that to be your focus? Or do you, because it sounds like with the Luna stuff, it sounds like you might want to study the unnatural.
That's probably what makes the most sense. I forgot fulfilling responsibilities increases bonds. Yeah, I mean, Kian's down 4, but everyone else is still at max.
Okay.
So as long as everyone's above 10, I'm not super worried about it at the moment.
Okay. Before we move to you, I remembered something from Study the Unnatural, which is sort of what we've decided for Marcy and Noah. You need to lose 1d4 with a bond.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So as
makes sense.
As your yeah. So raises your
I
unnatural
need
skill.
to also lose roll?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll 1d4.
Oh, 4.
Oof. So go ahead and pick a bond. Who basically, as you are studying this tome from Luna, what responsibilities are you neglecting? I have one that I think makes a lot of sense, but I don't know if you've won. I'm not going to force that on you.
I was honestly thinking she missed practice with the bowling team.
Okay. All right. So,
but what were you thinking of?
I was thinking that
Barnabas?
I was thinking that you might have missed a delivery for Barnabas.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. That seems to be... And also this may reflect the fact that you left town after Barnabas had really kind of recommended you not to. In fact, emphatically asked you not to. I think that's fair. All right, going back to Tyler and Joel. I think it makes the most sense for you to study unnatural. And... similarly, I think it makes sense to let's give you an intelligence test on this. Intelligence check, and
right, that is Joel's worst stat. This is a straight 50-50. 49 under 50.
Wow,
amazing.
Excellent. So,
listen, Joel's not the brightest cookie. God damn it if he isn't tasty.
All right, so go ahead and
mixed
roll
metaphor.
1d6.
It's called a Malaphor, thank you. Sorry, you said 1d6?
Yeah, 1d6 and add it to your unnatural.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh, I got 6.
Wow.
And go ahead and roll 1d4. And that kind of makes sense. I mean, the dice tell the story, but you've been doing a lot of, astral projecting and things that are pretty unnatural. Go ahead and roll 1d4 and pick a bond to subtract that from.
I got a 1.
Wow.
Just hot and gold. Sorry, Noah. Tyler got all the dice like tonight.
Everything's coming up, Joel. I'm gonna put this on Clementine, actually.
Okay.
And my justification for that is I think his number one priority in his mind, obviously, is to bring back what remains of Clementine, because there's like this whole idea that maybe part of her is still wherever that dark place is where we found her originally when she got salt vanished. And I think it's less that this is representing that he cares less about her, but more that the her that is here is not the her that he knows or he thinks he knows. Or sorry,
Okay.
What he thinks is here is not his sister that he knows.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like this echo of her, and that's kind of my justification for it.
Okay. I like that. Mark, I would like to roll your scene into downtime. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I will still have you record that or
Okay.
Otherwise, but can I say that nothing happens Wednesday of note? None of you don't hear of anything. There's nothing. But Thursday, Mark, you get a knock on your door from Detective Mark.
All right, he'll open the door. Why, detective? What do I owe the pleasure?
Detective Mark puts his hand up on the frame and he's like, "Hey, look, I really hate to do this.
Sure.
But listen, I don't know what happened exactly during the tornado, but apparently you sideswiped a truck.
Oh, yes, I did.
And you kept driving. And unfortunately, that is a hit and run under.
Oh my
Louisiana
God.
law. Yeah. So look, person just wants you to pay, willing to go through insurance, willing to sort of sweep this under the rug.
I mean, to be fair, we were running for our lives from a tornado. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I hit and ran and was like, oh shit, I should probably step out and put my insurance information on this car that I hit while a F3 category tornado is bearing down on me. I mean, that's a little, act of God and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's still your car hit their car. That's
fine. I'll have my insurance. I'll give them whatever information they need.
Okay, well, listen, I just wanted to deliver this personally since I saw it come across my desk.
Well, I appreciate that.
Listen, you guys are keeping a low profile?
We're certainly trying to lay low.
No issues. Because I got to tell you, Chief's been weirder and weirder.
Yeah, he was very weird when we were with him. Muttering under his breath, some sort of Abaddon, some sort of demon invoking some. He was very strange.
Yeah, he's been doing that. His wife's been coming around the office a lot lately, like lunchtime type stuff, and it's strange. I've started, I feel like a bad detective now because I'm only noticing this now, but she's been coming by a lot lately. Over like the past year. It's just been, she used to not visit him at work. Now she visits him at work. Some mornings he's late. He's always eager to get home. Obviously that's not a bad thing, right? To necessarily.
Right. No.
But, it's been strange, and
well, we've told you about what we found, right?
You mentioned some of the stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we found he was working as a private eye, kind of on the side for Riverbend.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, that's not police working, part-time for someone else.
True, but he's getting a monthly stipend of $27,000 every month. How many PIs do you know that make that?
That's a lot.
Right. So there's something going on there. I think they're trying to infiltrate Carrefour, to be perfectly frank about it. I think he's their way in, and they're trying to establish some sort of foothold here, because I think that, well, from what we know with our little friend out at Florzon Manor, this place is powerful, and people have been trying to get in here for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up on that. How's that guy anyway? Big G.
Oh, Big G's just fine. As far as I know, we haven't really been out there. I suppose one of us should head on out there. I know that him and Joel went cell phone shopping together, so maybe Joel should go out there, but I could stop out too. We were supposed to keep people off his back, but it doesn't feel like, other than some Ponzi scheme motherfuckers here trying to crimp our steez, I'm not too happy about that, but there's not much much else going on.
That guy. Heard about that guy. He's giving out tours in a big old, one of those 18-passenger Mercedes vans.
Yeah.
I don't know. People will pay for lots of stuff that I don't understand.
They will pay for it in one way or another.
Are you threatening those people?
I'm not.
Are you threatening him?
What? No. Come on, detective.
You understand what you just said sounded very much like a threat, though, right?
You said that the people will pay for things, and I agreed with you. I don't understand.
No, but I said it in the way that you exchange money for goods and services.
Listen.
And you said it in the way that, you're going to settle the debt, sometimes with fists or violence.
No, I would.
You heard the tone in your voice, right?
You heard the tone in my voice.
Did I point out
speaking
did
perfectly
I point out that
naturally.
I'm a detective? Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know what the problem is. You said that somebody will pay for those things, and I said yes, somebody will pay for them. I don't understand how that can be misconstrued.
It's because of the implication.
Okay. Well, I agree to disagree.
All right.
Listen. I don't know what.
I'm just saying. If I said it, people will give up their money for anything. What would you say?
I would say people would give up their money for anything.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, awkward as usual, Detective Ma. I don't know why you can't just chill.
Do you not like me?
Well, I inherently don't trust cops. I'm sorry. Okay. That's just the way it is. It's just I don't trust you. And we've been through a lot together, and all you ever do is you're suspicious of me, and I don't understand why. Everything I say, you take the wrong way.
He says, I got to admit, when I maybe have some biases. Look, you're an attractive single dude.
Thanks.
You live alone.
Yeah.
Run a photography studio. I don't know if you know this, but you kind of fit a profile.
A profile of a upstanding citizen of Carrefour who's lived here his whole life in his community and has served his community and his country? You mean that profile?
Yeah, let's call it that profile. But I'm trying to get over it. All right.
What profile do I fit?
You fit the profile of the person that people talk about on the news and say, "Well, he was always such a nice guy."
Oh, well, I am a nice guy. I don't know why everybody's trying to always label me. It's been like that my whole life. He
shrugs his shoulders and he's like, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Are we done here, Detective? Is there any more questions you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, just need you to sign this and
fine, and I will get the insurance information to whoever needs it. I just thought we had a relationship of mutual respect, but I guess I'm just always going to be some sort of suspect, so that's all right.
Well, I do respect you. I need you to know that I do respect you. I have gained respect, and I want you to know that I am actively overcoming my biases. And also, you kind of did throw shade at my wife's cooking, so...
Listen, I don't tolerate eggs that way. There's no reason.
It's the French style.
No,
it is the French style. And as
Listen.
you guys are having this argument, this is Thursday. Thursday, roughly in the afternoon, I would say. He starts to get a call, and he's like, "Sorry, can I have one moment?"
Sure.
And, picks up the phone. He looks at the ID, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he picks up the phone. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Yeah, that's super helpful. All right, take care. And he looks at you and he says, "Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but yeah, you probably knew because Joel was talking to me. But the chief, his Cadillac was spotted going to New Orleans. You guys interested in that still?"
I should say that we are.
Well, maybe worth checking out.
All right. Well, I'll call my fellas and we'll head on down there.
All right, and he grabs up all his paperwork and heads out the door, back down to his car, and heads out. How do you share the news with the Phantom Phinders?
I'll call him up and let him know. I'll text Joel first. I'll put him in our group text and be like, "Well, the chief's been seen on his way down to New Orleans. If y'all wanna go down there, we can do it."
Joel will text back, "Yep, I'm off at 3. We can rush down as soon as I'm off."
All right. And then I don't know what Marcy has to say.
Shit. All right. I'm in. Just let me know when.
Right now, we're leaving now.
Okay, I'll pack
Joel's
something.
gonna bounce out of work early. Those silencers will make themselves later.
Or she just shows up in random clothes with a bowling ball. I didn't know what to bring.
She's got footy pajamas on.
I do. Yeah, I guess I do want to ask what y'all are bringing on this trip. Let's wind up this
A
episode.
bowling ball and footy pajamas.
Let's wind up this episode with a little packing list of what you guys are bringing, presumably to follow the chief to the presumably Riverbend Blues Lounge. He might just be going to New Orleans for no reason. You never know.
So, hold on a second. Do I get anything for my downtime?
Just one.
I just got yelled at by a detective. That was what I get.
Hey,
I indulged a vice.
Mark.
I mean,
I believe that your scene will count as indulging a vice, right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. We'll handle that later.
Okay, just check it.
If you want,
We're gonna get out.
if you want me to run it with you, or if you just want to record it on your own,
I'll record it on my own. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. And
Are we finally gonna get the hot one-on-one Mark Cross Dan fanfic I've been writing for the last 3 months?
Damn it,
Tyler, it's gonna blow your mind.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's all.
Oh, it's gonna blow more than just my mind, buddy. Continue.
Oh boy!
All right.
Not that kind of book.
What kind? So, I mean, I want to know. You guys bring in guns. You bring in ghost equipment. You bring in which cars?
We're bringing
change
ghost
pants.
guns.
Let me know. Ghost guns. All right.
Ghost guns.
I think we already made that joke with the.
We bring Glomus.
We're bringing Glomus.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
One entire ghoul.
I think so. Obviously, Joel still has the handgun we got off of the floor.
Yep.
Of the Riverbend Blues Lounge.
From Tony Black
Yes.
or from Marcus Johnson.
From Marcus Johnson. Yeah.
Marcus Johnson. Sorry. So he's gonna bring that. He's gonna bring a Bible,
Okay.
and he's definitely gonna just bring as much, sage to try and smoke out. Basically, things that will hopefully fend off and be of some use aside from the physical.
Okay. No, is Marcy just bringing the bowling ball?
Yeah, but it's also a hand grenade.
Okay. Cool.
No,
It's an unwieldy
my
hand
options
grenade.
weighing between the hands, a bowling ball or a single hand grenade. No,
Urge.
she's going to like try to find a better firearm than the Kimber that jammed on her from last time.
Okay. I believe we've gone to the gun store
she's
before.
Going to try to get like some protective gear. She's going to get some protective gear to like cover herself as best she can, and maybe a little bit of a light disguise. Maybe we don't go in as obviously ourselves.
That was something I was going to bring up as well. We definitely should not take the Z. That's just going to get spotted a mile out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take Cyril's truck?
That's fine, yeah.
I don't think so. But I think Marcy would bring it up later to be like, I don't think we should go as ourselves. I think we need to disguise to some degree, just so that way this doesn't come back on us even more than it already probably will.
I suppose you're right.
I, for one, am going to be wearing body armor if I can find some. I don't want to get shot again, Cyril.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's true, but we need to think of how we're going to get in there, because even with disguises, they're going to be able to sniff us out, I think.
Okay, we kick in the fucking door and get where we need
Guns
to go.
blazing.
And take out whoever we need to. I don't know, Cyril. I
mean, if the...
We just need this to be done.
If the chief is in there, we're going to have to figure out some way to infiltrate the place without, because he could just slip out the back or something like that. I don't know.
If the chief's in there, he's probably ranting about Abaddon or other insane shit at this point. We might be okay, because he might be weirding out everyone else in there.
You see Joel's, like, ... for a very long time. As the bickering is back and forth, as he's just, like, getting ready to send, and then he's like, fuck, alright, gotta add this. But basically, Joel says, why do we have to go in?
Well...
Do you want me to roll a bowling ball
what are we
grenade
going?
in there?
We can hopefully,
You're gonna call a
potentially,
tornado down?
spy on him while he's inside and we're outside a block away.
How are we doing that?
Give me a mirror.
Oh, I see. How good are you at that?
How good? You don't... when Babe Ruth points out into the stands, you don't ask him, well, are you sure about that?
Yeah, but Babe...
Marcy just sends Joel ... You just saw into hell and it went so bad.
Not only that...
Yeah, that was a different thing. Listen.
It went so
Your
bad.
Babe Ruth analogy is really falling apart, too, because he was a 400 hitter. So it's, it's like...
Joel just respond. I don't know what a 400 hitter is. Listen, I'm confident. As long as they don't have a way to prevent me from doing it, I can at least see one side of the conversation.
Oh, all right.
This is a very funny. It just snaps back to Joel's going crazy again.
in a beat up pickup truck. Yeah.
Yeah, Joel is confident that in his ability to scry, astral project, whatever it's been officially called. Because what happened with the Ouija board is a whole other beast in his.
Is there things we can do to help you to like get into some sort of trance so that we could, aid this check? Like, is there things that Marcy and I could do?
See, that's something I have to ask God. God, damn.
Dear Jesus.
Yes.
Is there stuff that they could help with? Like,
Should I be like giving him a back rub?
I know it's very the way that we've kind of flavored it. I don't know if there is a way that they can really help too much, because it's kind of meditative almost.
Yeah.
Would a bigger mirror help?
It would be hard. Yeah, a bigger mirror. I think what they could do is potentially... Well...
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah,
Here's a
go
question.
ahead.
we still have the piece of paper from his house, right? Saying that he's getting paid from the Riverbend Blues
I don't think we
Lounge?
actually
I was
ever.
just trying to think.
I don't think we took those. I did not take them for sure because I didn't want to.
We didn't take any.
Yeah, I didn't want to
did we?
disturb
No.
anything to like tip him off.
Okay.
No, but what would help is if you had something of the Chiefs.
Okay, so this is what I was going to bring up. I do have someone's firearm.
True.
That's true.
So maybe
Shit.
we shift from focusing on the chief and try to watch him instead.
Try to focus on Marcus Johnson in the skin of Tony Black
Yeah.
last time you saw.
Or whoever it is
Yeah.
in the end, yes. But just basically just trying to keep an eye on him until those two cross paths.
Now I'm assuming
Or-
you'd want to get
Oh.
to New Orleans and hang out and do that.
Yeah, or like do that, or even do it like when they're 30 minutes out from New Orleans or something like that, like as we're getting there.
Okay.
Or Joel could ask them, or you guys could find something of the Chiefs.
Is he a blood donor?
Always do that. Is he a blood donor? Yeah, I mean, police chief's got to be kind of right.
Right.
Sure.
No, that is that is not a necessity for
He
us.
says he's a blood donor.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't have to be his blood.
Listen, he's a chief of police. He's one step below politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lying about
yeah,
it.
that's
Let's
true.
be real.
He's keeping all his blood.
But no, I mean, we know where he lives.
Mhm.
We know someone who works with him. I know it's going to be a little harder to do that, but just find anything that is directly.
Can we
connected
just
to
bring his wife?
it. You know what would be funny? Steal that fucking cuckoo clock.
Well, yeah. I just had this image of Cyril banging his wife while you're doing a seance. That was.
Yeah, Cyril's banging his wife as I'm scrying, looking into the eyes of the cuckoo
Oh my
bird at
God.
1 p.m.
Ugh.
All right. Well,
We're fully off the
I need
rails
an
now.
answer. I never got a full answer for what you guys wanted to bring, but I do need an answer for: are you guys breaking into the chief's house? When do you want to scry? And when do you want to leave for New Orleans?
Cyril, okay. Cyril is bringing guns. He's going to bring at least a gun. He's going to bring his organite, and he's just going to wear a casual outfit to try to not look like himself. He may even shave like his face.
Okay. Nothing else?
I mean, I would probably bring some security, like some cameras, if we're going to go. That way we can at least keep an eye on the front door if we're not actually going to go in. And then I would probably bring a spirit box because it has been our key to, unless Marcy has those, I don't know who has those, but it's been like our key to figuring out certain things. You know what I mean? So,
Okay. Give me an intelligence roll for Cyril.
Holy, Cyril's a fucking
35,
genius.
35
80%.
under
Alright.
80.
Cyril, Mark, I just want to make sure you have in Cyril's inventory the piece of metal that you had.
Yeah, I absolutely
The piece
do.
of
Yeah.
Okay, because you didn't mention that. I just want to make sure that's one of those things that I just want to make sure that you've got like on you.
Yeah, no, he would have it on him. I just assumed
just-
that he did have it on him. He wouldn't.
Okay,
Because
well,
you said it was like
I
hand,
did not.
like hand sized, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he would have it on him.
Listen, I wanted to make sure that
Okay.
I'm bringing that up.
Yeah,
It may be nothing, right? But I remembered it today,
right.
and so I wanted to make sure that y'all remembered it today.
Yeah, no.
Because there are probably more than a dozen clues that I've completely forgotten about. And so when I remember a clue, I'm like, I should probably mention that to these guys.
No, I did. It is
Hey,
on my.
important
It
item
is
you
on my
have?
character sheet. So I'm all. Yeah,
Okay.
I have it.
Cool. Excellent. What else? Okay, so you guys want to head to New Orleans?
So I'm just gonna ask it because Joel basically thinks that we should go as soon as he's off work. So, like, have Cyril come pick him up.
Marcy,
Is Cyril doing...
Sorry, Noah, where do you think Marcy's going to source some body armor?
That's an excellent question, Dan. I think she's just gonna buy the closest thing she can,
At the gun shop with
like
a
whatever.
really heavy jacket?
A pretty heavy jacket.
The
A really heavy
quilt
jacket
store.
with multiple books.
just
under
just a plate carrier with no plates. I bet the gun store would have that, right, Taylor? That's
I mean, that's a pretty sick-ass gun store. I'm not gonna lie.
just the plate carrier. You think they wouldn't have?
It depends. There's
Yeah.
I know that they exist, but none of the ones
Man,
in
they're
my city do.
expensive.
Yeah,
I was thinking
They can
full
be.
on
They can
like
be.
duct taping like textbooks around her body, like
okay.
to the like 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and just like layering them as best she can, and just trying
Four
to.
college textbooks.
If you are willing to do that, then I will give Marcy plus one armor.
That's all I
Okay.
want. That's all
And
I
I just
want.
I
It's
just want
some
fan art of you wearing 4
protection.
textbooks.
Well, it's like for like 2 and then a stack above them 2, not like 2 layer 2.
I'm just saying.
but
I'm just saying. If
it's-
you try and sneak anywhere,
it's a
gonna be
stupid
very,
mental
very
image.
funny. Okay.
Oh, you know, I don't imagine Marcy trying to sneak anywhere. I think we're just Marcy wants to just kick the door in and just fucking go.
All right.
Like, just get this done. Get this done.
Sounds like a plan.
Does it?
All right.
We have three-
it sounds
three
like a
different-
plan.
We have a wizard plan. We have a rogue plan. And we have a fucking just kick the.
I'm
door
all for the
plan.
kick the door in
we
plan.
don't-
I think we should do it while people are in there.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
The 3 famous people should go in. And
No. I
jump
think
around. It's like,
I think we should. I think we should go in there when there's a crowd. That way, they are also beholden to some sort of crowd.
If we want it, unless they're all on payroll, which would be very funny.
Yeah.
Even worse, we could fake like, oh, there are ghosts in here. Everyone needs to leave. Oh no, there's ghosts in here. Everyone needs to leave.
We could also play off as
Oh.
being friends of the chief. You know, we could walk in there and be like, "Oh, look who it is! It's Chief Anderson." And you know, what is he gonna do? Unless he's really into it. But you know, I don't know.
That'd be so funny. Oh, it's the Phantom Phinders! If he just completely
Yeah.
180s from last night.
That would be very funny. Okay, so Thursday, Tyler, Joel gets off work at 4. Marcy has gone and rigged up her own body armor, more or less. Oh, yes. Sorry, if you haven't advanced your skills, Tyler, I don't think Joel did, but Cyril.
Oh, I hit the button. I
Okay.
assumed that you gave it to me.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I guess I should have waited.
Nope. Go ahead. And we will head to New Orleans. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
At what point, Tyler, does Joel want to scry on the chief or Marcus Johnson?
Okay. We did not get anything from the chief. So I
You
think
have. I mean, you have some time in case Cyril, you want to B&E and
I mean,
grab the cuckoo clock.
we could, unless there's something more. Unless maybe Detective Marr can like swipe something off his desk or something. I don't know.
Are you going to ask Detective Marr?
Probably not. He doesn't like to know what we're up to. He hates knowing, and I don't really want to talk to him again. So why don't we just B&E the cuckoo clock if we can? Although, yeah, is the cuckoo clock connected to him or his wife?
It's connected to them both. I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah, let's just B&E the cuckoo clock. A phrase I never thought I'd say in my whole life.
So you do notice that the wife isn't home. First off, the front door is locked. So I don't know if you have a lockpick or if you were just busting through. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't know what skill you're doing.
I don't really know either. Let me see here.
If you're using a gun to shoot off the lock, you can just do that.
No, I'm not doing that. I am doing. Can I do stealth to like try to open the door?
Absolutely.
Let's try that. And that's a big failure.
Yeah, the door's not given, unfortunately.
All right. Am I the only one here doing this?
Marcy, do you want to come? Do you want to
be an E with me?
She's busy making her plate armor.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm the only one here.
Book armor.
Yeah, I think you're the only one who has time.
Well, then, because there was a scene where somebody saw me through the window of the office. Can I like just break that window and go in?
Yes, you can.
Let's
That's a freebie.
Let's do that. I'll
Okay.
break the window. I'll run in. I'll yank that dumb cuckoo clock, and then yoink it out of the building and hop in the truck and speed off.
Make me one quick alertness roll while you're inside the office.
I will spend 2 luck to make that a success.
Thank God.
All right, then this is where we're gonna wrap this up tonight, guys. Cyril, break the window, get in the office, grab the cuckoo clock. As you turn around to get back out the window, you notice that the chief's desk, the locked drawer, is wide open. It's one of those sort of roll-out drawers, and you realize that the last time you were there, you forgot to lock it when you put it back, or at least you have no memory of locking it.
Yeah.
And there is nothing in the drawer. It is completely empty.
Got it.
As you make your way back out into the truck with the cuckoo clock.
Yeah. All right.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Thanks for tuning in once again to Chaos Springs Eternal Presents Season 1, City of Woe. Thank you to Arc Dream Publishing for Delta Green, this role-playing game. And shout out to them for their great work with the Delta Green creator community. Check the links in the show notes for a list of Delta Green podcasts. And make sure you check the Delta Green RPG subreddit for more information and what they do. There's a lot of stuff that they're publishing here pretty soon, so I'm excited for new books. And we might take a little break from this story and do some, Delta Green, more official, non-homebrew stuff. We'll see. Shout out to Panzer Kings for Cocytus, this theme song, which perfectly fits this campaign. Really enjoyed it. Make sure you rate and review us on iTunes or podcast app of choice. And if you do, send us a message. We've got our email in the show notes. And you can include an NPC idea, give me a name, description, what they do. We can slot them into Carrefour. We would love to have y'all give your input for this campaign. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll see you next week.
Made this change just for myself. Rambling about my mental health. Demons on this hazy hill. Only my soul is left to kill. Can you read me?
Ooh, that's a bold take.
I am cutting that out of this podcast, Noah. What is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
What
we
is
will
that
be.
opinion?
We will be.
She's
that
an idiot.
opinion.
She's 100% an idiot. Attack me. Fight
Listen,
me in
here-
the streets.
I'll
What are you
lose.
talking about?
I don't care.
She has produced so much music, and the music alone is new stuff.
Okay, I just need to
Nah,
get this
she's
out
bad.
there. I need quiet for the air. Cut this out. We here at Quartermasters of the Tabletop Incorporated do not hold the same values as our friend Noah here. In fact, his address is.
Insert Taylor Swift's address.
Yeah, insert the website to her plane landing and
All right, that's a good one.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways.
Also, did you guys file letters of incorporation?
what?
Oh,
We're not talking
okay.
about that.
Just checking.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You called those quartermasters Tabletop Incorporated, and I didn't realize we had incorporated.
Oh, that completely flew by my head. Oh,
Swung back into Bastards Inc. for a second there.
oh man.
Good times.
Well, anyways.
Please don't let me.
Accidentally pulled up the Agents ref. I need
he's
the,
pulling up the wrong book
No, I couldn't
yet
get the Agents
again.
reference book.
Gonna do control after
It's
search
fine. As
for
I'm trying to find
health
it,
and
I'm trying to
healing.
pull up my copy of the PDF as well, and I've pulled up a totally different system that I saved in the Delta Green handbook.
Tyler's
I'll pull
playing
the paranoia
Fiasco, and Noah's gonna pull up some Iron God shit.
You know, in Iron Gods, if you had a GooTube right now, you might be able to get like
Yeah,
some
if you
good
did.
list.